Come on and go with me. There's something new for you to see.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Brittany Cooper, also known as the Nomad Giraffe. I wanted to start my series on where I live, basically in a country called Poland. So, dzień dobry, jak się masz, miło mi cię poznać. I did learn a couple things while I was in Poland, and those are the things I was just basically telling you hello, how are you, and it's nice to meet you. So basically I lived in Poland for 2 years, and I think that's why I want to review this country first. I was really excited about the experience. I lived in an area called the Tri-City area. It's Gdansk, Gdynia, and Sopot. I actually played for a team in Sopot, but the city was all the cities are really small, so they call it the Tri-City, and all together makes it one large city. I just kind of wanted to talk to you about my experience living there, being of African descent and being African American, how people, saw me like walking around. I don't think the Polish are evil or like harsh or rude. A lot of people kind of say that, but to me, I think they're probably some of the most sweetest people that I've ever got to meet. Initially, you think of when you're going to live in a different country, you want to embrace them and try to learn as much about their culture as you possibly can. So what I did was I tried to learn, like the greetings, just to make them feel comfortable. A lot of my teammates did not speak English, or they did not speak English. I don't think they tried. I think they were a little nervous to speak. So when you're trying to speak, it makes it a little easier for them to try to open up to you and speak with you. So I'll say that I lived in a Tri-City area, and there was a lot of students there, so when I would go to the grocery store, I had trouble. Most of the time you just kind of have to look, to be honest. You just look at everything because you do not understand the language, but you look at everything. You're going around the shop with your cart, and you're just browsing and like, they want this, okay. This looks like something I got in the States. I don't know the translation. I don't have internet on my phone because I'm too cheap. So I'm just gonna pick it up, and hopefully it's what I'm looking for. But a lot of the times the young folks that are there, like I think the older folks, they studied Russian, but the younger folks, English is the universal language, so a lot of them study English. So they'll try to speak with you. They'll say, oh no, I don't speak so much English, but they can hold a full conversation with you. So it's pretty easy to converse with people when you're walking around. Let's talk about, what can I talk about? The food. Okay, the food. My favorite Polish food was pierogies. Oh my god. Y'all, no, for real though. The pierogies were delicious. I do love dumplings, but they're a little fattening. Sometimes they have like the minced meat inside, or like mushrooms. Oh my goodness. Those things are lit, as the young generation say. I did like pierogi. There's this soup called żurek. I think I'm probably butchering that entire name, but it's like a flour-based soup, and they put it in this bread bowl. They have sausage, and oh my god. When I say it's I'm a soupy. Like, I love soup. And they also have this soup called borscht. It's like a red soup. They usually serve it during the holidays, like Christmas time. It is so good. Let me see, what other kind of food did they have? I think they were more like a meat and potato type place, but to me it was all good. So let's talk about, I did live in Poland. I lived up north. The weather, so we did have a sea where I lived. I basically lived right across the street from the ocean, which was awesome. But at the same time, like when I initially moved there, the weather, bruh, they were telling me that it was gonna be like, I'm from Texas, so I'm not used to the cold at all. I don't do well with snow. I'm not good with that. So I knew that I'd probably be in my house all the time. The snow, it snowed, I think, on my first year living there on Christmas Day for the first time, and I was like, oh boy, like I'm basically gonna be going to the gym straight home. But the weather wasn't that bad. It cleared up after about 2-3 days, and the sun was out most of the time. I guess I got lucky during the time period that I lived there, but yeah, I'm not big on the snow. I think God was looking out for me because he knew that I wasn't gonna be able to make it. I think I have makeup on the back of my hand, y'all. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so back to what you guys really want to see. How the Polish people perceive me. So as a African American woman, I think it's rare. Okay, when you're going to Europe and you're going to certain places where they haven't seen other cultures, you're gonna get stares. You know what I mean? But for me and my personality, I try to walk around with a smile all the time, like hi, or dzień dobry, cześć, you know, speaking to them and saying hello, and they're like, oh wow, like, huh. And then when they start, you know, going past the greeting, I'm like, oh, do you speak English? Because I don't understand. But initially, they'll, you know, people are gonna look at you like, who are you? Who is that girl? Like, what is she doing here? But after a while, like I did play volleyball there, and our marketing team was awesome. Everyone was super cool. So like after a while, people did start to get to know you because your face was on billboards, my face was on my car. Y'all, like, talk about not having privacy. Like, basically you're driving. I am an aggressive driver. I'm from Houston. So if I'm driving and I'm trying to cut people off, I can't even act like it wasn't me. My face is on the side of the car, like, bruh. So, but after a while, people knew who you were. I feel like they embraced me. Everyone was super nice. They're like really sweet people. They kind of just stick to themselves. But for me, like if I'm living in a different country, I kind of want to interact with people and, you know, get to know them and see what their culture's like. So I did have like a really awesome friend. Her name's Maya Tokarska. She's on the Polish national team, and she showed me around, took me under her wing, I guess because she played overseas before. She played in Italy, and you, like, when you're the only foreigner, I wasn't the only foreigner on my team, but when you're a foreigner, you actually know how hard it is just to be away from family and friends and not have anyone there. So she was really sweet. She's still my friend to this day. I love Maya. Hey Maya, if you're watching. But you have those friends that take you under their arms, like under their wing. I went to her family's house for Easter. She invited me over for Christmas. Like, they're just so sweet. I love her grandma too. Hey, Babja. So yeah, I was really blessed in that situation to be with people who are really like caring and giving, and just to be on that team, because a lot of times you don't get in those situations overseas. I was super excited about rocking. Okay, so when I first moved to Poland, I cut off all my hair. I had about this much hair, and I did box braids to initially go over there. So I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this hair. I'm bald. Like, I don't know. I wish I would have rocked my TWA over there, but I finally worked up the courage on the second half of the season. So the season's about 9 months. So the second half of the season, I finally worked up the courage to take out, I had already had my braids out. I always bring wigs and weaves with me because there's no black shops over there. No one understands how to do your hair. I can do a whole nother series on me going to a salon because I did that. But anyways, I took out my extensions, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to practice with my afro. This is my first time ever wearing it out, so I didn't know what I was doing. I was watching YouTube tutorials. Shout out to all the Natural 4C people on YouTube that try to help me out, but I did look busted and crusted, so my hair was throwing up gang signs a little bit. But I walked outside, and I did notice that I got a lot of different stares. Like, everyone was like, what's going on with her hair? Like, why are you looking like that, ma'am? But the problem is, it wasn't done. Like, if I were to walk outside in the States, my mom would tell me, girl, if you don't get your butt back in the house and fix your head, because I really did look a hot mess. Like, I thought it looked good because I conditioned it, and I combed it out with the Denman brush, y'all. I combed it out. I thought I was doing something, and I combed it out after I got out of the shower. I don't do that anymore. I learned from my mistakes. So when it dried, it really did look like it was throwing up gang signs. I'm not kidding. So everyone was looking at me like I was crazy. But when I finally learned how to manage my hair, oh my God, the Polish loved my natural hair. They're like, oh my God, it's so great. Like, I love how you're rocking that. That is awesome. I wish my hair would do that. Mind you, the Polish do experiment with a lot of different hairstyles and like color. Like, I've never seen that many places or countries that had so many like bright reds, purples. Like, they're just edgy. They have good fashion sense. I really like I mess with the Polish. They're cool. But like, the only thing is, you know how African Americans are with their hair. Like, people, once they see it different, I don't mind. Like, with my teammates, whatever. But when you're natural and you took out all the time to do a twist out and you don't want it to frizz up and people come up to you like this, oh, I'm like, swerve, no, what you doing? But I really like, I did enjoy like being there. The only thing that I wish they had was some, like, because honestly, before I go overseas every year, I ship myself products like my wigs, my hair care products, like, because they don't have that. Like, I mean, or just buying makeup in general. If you want to go buy makeup, you're probably gonna have to go to France or somewhere that has African American people, because there's no shade darker than maybe a little fair skin black person. So they have a lot of mixed. I did see a lot of mixed people. There are a lot of people of African descent when you go to Warsaw or places like that, but I was in Gdansk, Gdynia, Sopot. They didn't really have many. So there weren't any like makeup there wasn't any makeup for me. Granted, I was going to practice and all that jazz, so my makeup pretty much lasted me a whole year, but a lot of times you gotta kind of have backups. I do like to travel. I go places after season and stuff like that, but overall my experience in Poland was great. Everyone was super nice. They treated me as if I was their own. The only time I got weird looks was when I had my hair out, and I would have gave myself a weird look because I did look a hot mess. But after that, they really embraced it. They loved my natural hair. They kept telling me, oh, you look like Whitney Houston. I know I don't look like Whitney Houston, but I was like, oh, thank you, y'all. I'll take any compliment whenever it's given. Like, if it's, you know, you're trying to be genuine, I appreciate that. But yeah, I did love Poland. Poland was great. Y'all should actually visit. I think I would recommend it. And all the cities in Poland are beautiful. Warsaw, Gdansk has probably one of the best old cities that I've ever seen. I wish I would have got a chance to go to Auschwitz and see the concentration camp, but there was a concentration camp close to Sopot that I did get to see, and oh man, I can't even imagine. Like, they say that, I understand, yeah, there's 300 years of slave, but man, the Jews, the Polish. If you ever, I think the name of the film is Pianist, something like that. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but if you ever get a chance to see that film, it tells you a lot about that time period and all the stuff that people went through. And man, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, for anybody to be oppressed. But yeah, so that's my experience in Poland. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you're thinking about visiting Poland and what cities you want to go to down below. I'd love to hear. I could give you recommendations on food, restaurants, and stuff like that. I did travel all around Poland, so I do know the country pretty well. I did live there for 2 years. So if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, have a great day. Peace.